A third option, of course, is to provide extensive training to regular review and warnings to those faculty members who are not in compliance after it has been stressed that this has become a priority and that the culture of the school needs to change. I'll need to personally review those policies myself. There are a couple of issues that I would like to address at a later time. For example, currently in the policy, students who miss more than 5 days, their grade can be arbitrarily lowered 10 points. As far as standards-based grading goes, I don't think that's a good policy, and I would like to review that at some future date with the school board and possibly revise that so that we're grading not on whether or not the students are present, but whether or not they know the material. But that's a matter for a different time. The first thing, of course, is to address this attendance issue, specifically how our faculty is handling it. I'm going to personally read the policies myself, go through them. I'm going to look at the contracts. I'm going to review what is expected and what's been outlined and what the faculty has been told already, what they've already agreed to do. I will then review those policies with the staff. I'll immediately write a brief memo to everyone, and then I will begin to address those things in faculty meetings immediately, and continue to harp on those in an upbeat and positive and encouraging sort of way, but at the same time being very firm that this is an expectation and that it needs to be corrected, and that people need to understand that if things don't change, that unpleasant changes will have to be imposed upon folks, not as a threat, of course, but just making clear what is expected. I'm going to have to remind them that it is a violation of statute, that we have legal obligations to keep our attendance records accurate and up to date, and that we have contractual obligations. Obviously, I'll need to review that with the contract because it may not be in there, but it probably is. If there's got to be something in the contract that says that we have to abide by school board policies, and so if faculty needs to be reminded that this is part of their employment contract, and that if it continues to be a problem, that it might be cause for termination, that might be a motivation for some folks to get that taken care of. Then I'll have to begin a regular review of all attendance records, starting from then going forward, going back over the last semester or even previous years or something would be obsessive, and I don't know that it would do much good. I think what we need to do is just simply start with a clean slate and just move forward. Obviously not erasing the attendance records that are already there, but just in terms of making improvements, start here, start where we are, and start making those progress as we go forward. And then as I begin to see issues, as I begin to see problems, I'll start with those that are most egregious, of course, start calling those folks into my office for a personal, one-on-one, face-to-face official meeting with their boss so that they understand that this is something that needs to be addressed. Obviously, some folks are going to be more compliant than others. Some are going to be much more willing to make changes. Others will be more resistant. I'll be upbeat and encouraging with everybody, but at the same time, it needs to be firm, clear. They need to understand that this is a legal obligation, and that it must be treated with appropriate seriousness.